Welcome to the Detail Athlete. This is your host, Daniel Carr, and today we have a very special guest in the building. He is a business icon here in this area. He was an athlete at one point and a super great dude, super great father. Today we have Aramis Hillary. What's going on, man?
Not much, man. Not much. Glad to be here, bro.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you having me.
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. So we did an episode with your brother, with Coach, man, and it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Amazing episode, man. He talked about a lot of good stuff. And today I want to start this show, man, tapping into kind of what we tapped into with him first.
Okay.
Background, like the family background. He talked a lot about how y'all were so tight-knit. Parents were very instrumental in being tight-knit, keeping family together.
Oh, yeah.
But you're the youngest, correct?
Right.
And so am I. So I want to hear from your perspective. What was it like growing up in Edgefield County, and what was your family dynamic like, and how was that?
Yeah.
In making who you are today?
Gotcha. Yeah, man, that's dope. Colt, man, he he definitely paved the way for me. Just his mindset, just being so driven when it comes to goals and winning. He's probably one of the most competitive people I've ever been around.
Right.
Sure. You've been around him.
Oh,
you know how he is.
Yeah.
If he doing something, even if he out in the front yard, just shooting a couple of baskets.
Yeah.
Man, I made 5. You ain't make but 2. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it just gave me my competitive spirit. It definitely came from him. And my family, man, we tight knit family. And my mom and dad been together, 43 going on 44 years.
Yeah, that's dope. Super dope.
Grew up in the church.
Yeah.
I went and spoke at a church on Sunday to some graduates that they had at the church, and it's kind of what I told them, man. Going to church and having a strong family support system, it holds you accountable. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Yeah.
Even like when they come to the game, and man, you might not have had the best game. My dad gonna be there to ask you, what was you doing in practice?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Keep you holding accountable. Yeah, for sure.
So even when no one's watching, like when it's just you and your team. Yeah. And it's just practice and nobody in the crowd. Like, right. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like my family gonna ask me on Friday night, what was we doing in practice?
Yeah,
you know
what we doing Monday through Thursday.
Right.
Yeah.
So that that's just that accountability piece, man. I challenge all adults to find a young man or find your nephew or find just and start holding them accountable.
Yeah,
and see how his life changed, bro.
Yeah, because the world's gonna hold them accountable at some point.
Right. At some point. So when they aren't held accountable at a young age, they grow up and they think like, oh, nobody watching me, or ain't nobody worried about what I'm thinking. Yeah. But like you said, the world is. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then you find yourself falling short, or you find yourself getting behind. Right. Because you just went so long without holding yourself accountable.
Exactly. Exactly right, man. And that's, you're right about that, man. Just accountability. Right. I obviously I can speak from being the youngest brother. Right. You know what I mean? Having my brothers themselves, even before my pops even get to me, holding me to a standard that was set by my pops, right? Which was set by his pop, right? So it's a certain standard that they hold you to, because at the end of the day, the world's gonna hold you to that standard.
Ain't no question, bro.
Like it ain't about necessarily what you do in your sport, you know what I mean? Because sport's gonna end, yeah. You know what I mean? But that life gonna continue, right? So, and I think that's dope, man. Y'all definitely raised with right, man. You know what I mean, and very similar to how I was raised. And I think a lot of kids now probably need to have that structure. They lack it right now, and they need it. Yeah, they need it, and I think that's super dope. Yep. So you go to Strong Thurman High School.
Strong Thurman, man, it was a good experience. Went to Meriwether Middle School. Yeah, and coming out of 8th grade, I knew it was couple years it's gonna be my time. Right. I was just waiting for my brother. My older brother did it, my cousin did it, my uncle did it, So it's just a couple years I gotta prepare myself. Right. You know what I'm saying? So when I got in 9th grade, man, it was work. I mean, weight room, I learned to throw, and what I learned about myself is, I just kinda got this obsession with, when I find something I like to do, I got an obsession with it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so that was me. In high school, carrying the football around in class. I'm in gym shorts and a t-shirt, ready to work out. I just got addicted to it, bro. And it just became a part of my lifestyle. It was who I was. And I was dating a girl at the time, and she couldn't really understand exactly. That's tough. She didn't understand, because we was young, and a lot when you're young like that, and you see the other kids just kind of playing around, and then you find somebody that's really like driven and focused. Like it don't really make a lot of sense to everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
It seems crazy.
Yeah, it seems kind of crazy.
Yeah. But no, and you're right. Getting relationships when you're in high school,
right?
And they think, you know, most high schools, especially in this area, don't take it really all that serious.
Yeah, no.
Like they just want to wear a jersey on Friday night, wear it around school, and then they put a jersey on like with the pads. But like you said, you grew to a point where when I like something, I get obsessed with it.
Oh man,
but that's what all the greats do. You know what I mean? When you grow up watching the greats do it, such as a Coco, right? Like you're going to want to, you know what did he do? What made him so great? And then what can I add from that to take me over the next hump, right? And with that, my next question would be to you: How much pressure was it for you to follow that act up?
Yeah, man, lots of pressure. You know, lots of. I feel like I tell people all the time, man. You know, I'm used to pressure. You know, when I was 13, 14 years old, like, you know, my family looking at me like, man, you next up. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of pressure for a 13-year-old. You get what I'm saying?
For sure.
But, you know, following Coke, man, he just made it, I ain't gonna say he made it look easy. He prepared well. And he taught me how to prepare. Right. You know, on Sundays, we go, you know, during the off season, man, we go and we train. Right up the street from here, you know, we go and train 2 hours. We take a cooler of water. You know, we kids, you know, 14 and 16 years old, you know, spending the day out at the field, you know, doing drill, you know, no coach, no nothing. And it got infectious, bro, honestly, you know, but by me, him, and we had my other cousin, we would go up there, and then next thing you know, 8 months later or a year later, you know, when we go up there training, we got 17 cats out there. We got 25 guys. And we got guys coming from other schools trying to train with us. No coach, no nothing. They just all trying to get better. And they just saw the work that we put in and how the preparation and the work showed on the field. And, you know, like I said, it's just, you know, greatness is infectious, bro. It's infectious.
And it definitely is. And that's why it's important to put yourself around people who want to be great. Yes, it's infectious. That's true.
Right.
But we all know the saying that one bad apple can spoil the whole bunch. You know what I mean? So when you put yourself around greatness, yes, it's infectious. So you want to start drawing the guys that want to be great. But the ones that don't want to be great, we got to start kind of leaving them behind.
You start leaving them behind.
You got to leave them behind. Like, and it's not that we don't mess with you, not that you're not cool, but you're not heading on the same path that I'm going. Like you ain't got the same type of driven work ethic that I got, and I can't allow you to hold me back. And I won't allow me hanging out with you to hold yourself back as well. You know what I mean? Because me hanging out with you, what is that doing for you? Right. So it might put you in a bad mind state because now we all know envy and jealousy is out there, right? Man, and when you see me doing well, you might get envious and jealous. So then you trying to hold me back because you feel like you can't never reach that level. So if we just cut ties, then you ain't even got to worry about that. Right. So, and that's dope. What sports did you play in high school? It wasn't just football?
No, it wasn't just football, man. My first love was basketball. You know, I grew up when I was 10, 11, 12, playing AAU basketball in North Augusta. You know, shout out to my coach, Coach C.F. Johnson. Was, you know, a major part of my life. You know, God rest his soul. But, you know, those guys, he taught us how to work hard and, you know, he taught us, you know, the importance of teamwork. You know, you can't do it yourself. And, you know, we learned that lesson at an early age, and that helped me out. So basketball at Strong, I've obviously played football, and I ran track like 2 years. I was just trying to get faster for football, though, nothing real serious. So I was just basketball and football pretty much.
And what lessons did you learn from these sports that you now take in your regular life?
So, man, sport is crazy because you know, sports teach you everything.
It does.
You know, I tell people all the time, and you know, you got your own opinion about everything, but
for sure,
you know, when it comes to me and, you know, raising my son, like, you know, I'm gonna put him in sports. Now once he get old enough to, you know, make a decision if that ain't what he want to do. But you know, I am gonna push him in sports because sports taught me everything I needed to know. You know, even when my dad had to work, or you know, my uncle, or you know, whoever, somebody wasn't there. You know, sports taught me lessons that, you know, that even they couldn't teach. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
I mean, sports is just everything for me, and that's how I live my life, bro. You know, when we was in college, and you know how it is. Man, you wake up, workout, class. back to another workout, a meeting, study hall, food. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's a day, you know. So that's kind of how I go about my day. I wake up, try to get a workout in, try to eat good, head into work. Once I get off from work, you know, I try to spend some time with it. I mean, it's bop, 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 bop. So it's a little less time for error. Yeah. And that's what sports teach you, bro.
Yeah. And you're right, man. Sports, as your brother put it in his words, is a great microcosm for life.
Yeah, man.
Because you're right. You do learn lessons in your sport that honestly people can't necessarily teach you, because experience is a great teacher.
Man.
Right? And sports itself gives you experience.
Right.
Especially when you play a team sport.
Team sport,
When you play a team sport, now you're on a team with guys that have different beliefs than you, are raised different than you, but y'all all come together and trying to do the same thing. When you get in high school, we're trying to win a state championship, right? Like that's our goal, but we all come from different walks of life.
Right.
When you get out here in the real world, when you have a job or just existing in society itself, you got so many people with different walks of life. Like you got to find out how to teamwork, how to get along with society, how to talk to people, learn what make people go.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and sacrifice is another good one that sports teach, that you could talk about sacrifice all you want to. But one thing about that sport, it's going to definitely teach you sacrifice. Team sport.
Team sport,
Team sport. If you're a team player as well.
Right.
You know, character is a big one.
Right.
But like when you about your team, sacrifices, you know, is one of those things that you learn and you're going to take with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For the rest of your life, really.
Yeah.
And especially when you start having kids. Obviously, I got two, you got two. Like you definitely know what sacrifice is and what it looked like. And I don't really feel like being a dad today, but you have to.
It's my part of the team.
Right.
I got to do my part to the team. I can't let the team down, bro. And that's like you said, man. The fatherhood is one of the key things that I take into sports, man. Because I can't let my kids down. You know what I'm saying? Because they need their coach. You know, it's like if you go to the game and the coach didn't show up. You know what I mean? Like, hey, coach, where you at? You know, I can't get in trouble. I can't get suspended because I got to be there with the team. You know, so it's the same thing with the kids, man. That's how I look at it with my, you know, even in they little kids, but it's like they need me. You know what I'm saying?
Need you.
Yeah, they need me. So I can't let that go. But man, team sport, like you said, you know, teach you character, adversity. Sacrifice. I mean, you think playing football, I mean, you might play 12 games in a year, but you're training, you know, you're training 6 days a week. You get what I'm saying? For 12 games. Yeah. You know? So that's the ultimate sacrifice, bro. You know, basketball, same thing. You know, all season, you know, you're training for
a lot of hours.
40 days, 40 games, bro. 50 games. You know, it's a lot of hours to play for a couple, you know, just hours throughout the couple hours throughout the year. So it is the ultimate sacrifice, bro.
Right. So you graduate from Strong Thurman High School, and you end up going where?
I ended up going. Initially, I went to the University of South Carolina. Yep.
How did that happen? How did that? What's the story on that? How did you end up?
So my ninth grade year, man, was a crazy story, man. My ninth grade year was a attitude adjuster for me because I was mad. You know, I was mad. You know, because my brother got all the glory. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I started telling people, I'm like, man, I'm going D1, bro. You know, I'm going D1, no doubt. You know, in a couple years, I'm gonna be the best quarterback in the state. I'm gonna be the best quarterback in the area. Like, no doubt. You know, and I really started believing it.
Right.
You know, I was kind of nervous myself when I would tell people that. You know what I'm saying? But I started believing in myself, bro, and I started preparing myself, and I started acting like it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy that the saying, like, fake it till you make it, like, really happens, bro. So, like, 4 years, you know, all the work that was put in, but 4 years later, I was blessed enough to start getting scholarship. Right. My first offer was from Mississippi State. Okay. Coach came in, boom, he saw me. He saw me throw the ball a little bit. Yeah. And, man, that was all she wrote.
That's all you needed.
That was all you needed. He needed to see it again. You know, that was when the dual threat quarterback was hot. Yeah. You know, the 6'2", 215-pound guy that could run it, that could, that could zone read it. Yeah. You know, it was hot then, and I could do, you know, that was my game. Right. And, you know, we was close to going there. So, man, we were planning to go there the weekend after the North Augusta game. Mm-hmm. And that was my senior year. Me and my dad was going to go down. And Coach Spurrier called and was like, hey, why don't you push your visit back, and you and your dad go to their next home game. So we had planned on going to their next home game,
right?
And we had talked to the coach at Mississippi State, and everything.
Yeah.
And I told my dad, I said, man, if we get down here, if you like it and I like it, like it's no brainer. Like this is where we going. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
So we were playing maybe Airport, I think, that week. And they still hadn't came. Coach Spurrier still hadn't showed up.
Yeah.
He still ain't came yet.
Right,
so I'm like, all right, man, me and my dad already got plans. My mom done rented us a car.
Yeah.
Like, we going down, after this game.
Right.
And lo and behold, we had Thursday practice, Thursday practice that day. Yeah. Supposed to be a light day. I'm sitting in the class early in the morning.
Right.
And we get the call,
Yeah.
Coach Spurrier, hey, he there.
Right.
So he offered me on the spot, which was cool. Man, it was one of the best days of my life, honestly.
Dream come true. Really.
Yeah, it was a dream come true, bro. My uncle played there. We grew up going to South Carolina games, watching USC.
Right.
So, that was a dream come true. Me and my coach, we sitting there, he bawling, crying. Shout out to Coach Lee Sawyer, man. We were going crazy. I mean, we were jumping up and down, jumping for joy, crying back and forth to each other. And I committed, right there on the spot. Didn't think about it. Didn't go to Mississippi State that weekend. So, that was all she wrote.
Right.
Pretty good experience, man. For sure. Pretty good experience. It was cool, for a high school kid to and I still think, bro, I could be wrong, but I still think I'm the only African American quarterback to actually sign a D1 SEC scholarship from the CSRA.
Right.
Yep. And to go and play quarterback.
Right. And that's, I kind of want to jump in that too.
Yeah.
I love Steve Spurrier.
Right.
I'm a Florida guy.
Okay.
I love the Gators, right? So I love Steve Spurrier.
Right.
But at some point, did you ever think, it's no knock because it's just true.
Right.
He doesn't really play an African-American quarterback. Did that ever dawn to you in the moment, or was it just, oh, my uncle played here. Right. I'm a Carolina fan. Dream come true. Boom.
Yep.
Did that ever dawn on you?
No, man. We definitely didn't think about we didn't think about the parameters. Yeah. We didn't think about how many scholarship quarterbacks they had on roster. You know, we didn't look into the history of an African American quarterback playing up under Steve Spurrier. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So that we definitely dropped the ball on that
for sure.
And my dad will tell you the same thing. Right. We were young. We had never been in a situation before. Yeah. We acted out of pure bliss and excitement. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if I had to advise, like if I was advising a young quarterback or a young kid right now, because there's only one gonna play,
exactly,
at quarterback.
Exactly.
So you kind of gotta have a good idea of how soon can I get on the field?
Right.
Because you might have, like when I showed up, we had six scholarship quarterbacks on roster, bro. 6.
I didn't know it was that many.
Yep, 6. So here I am, recruit freshman, don't know nothing about the playbook, with one of the all-time winningest coaches, that's finna walk into a meeting room, and I know nothing about cover 6, cover 8. I know nothing about none of this stuff.
And you didn't show up in the spring. You showed up the fall.
Yeah.
The fall practice, summer practice.
Summer. Yeah, I showed up in the summer. So I'm already behind again. So man, we didn't make a good informed decision.
Yeah.
We were just acting out of pure bliss and excitement.
Right. So in hindsight, looking back, would you, if you could do it all over again, would you take your visit to Mississippi State? Would you not commit on the spot and take your visit, at least hear out Mississippi State?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Sure. I encourage I encourage all kids getting recruited now, take all your visits.
Because you get 5 of them.
You get 5 of them. Yeah,
take all of them. They take care of everything. So
man, why not? Why not? Go see a stadium. Yeah, go see the stadium. Go hang out. And really entertain them and really ask them, or even if it ain't you, take a mentor or take your father who can ask them, hey man, how soon can my son get on, will my son get on the field?
Right.
Because hey, he only 18 once,
exactly.
And I don't want him to waste no years right now.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like either you're going to build him up with a plan to get him on the field or we're going to take our talent somewhere else. It's just an honest question that you really do, man. And a lot of coaches, college coaches, because I got some buddies that do it. They respect that, bro.
Yeah,
they respect that because I know somebody cares about this kid. So when he show up on campus, like I told this man's father, I told his mentor that this was the plans that we had for him. You know what I'm saying? And he's done everything that he can. So we're gonna put him out there. You get what I'm saying?
We're gonna do right by the family itself.
Absolutely. As opposed to if nobody really shows up or nobody asks questions, then the coaches, they'll debo you. They'll think they can run over you. I mean, you play college basketball.
Absolutely.
So that's just the nature of the beast, bro.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
If I had to go back and advise a kid right now, that's what I would tell them. Hey, man, take your mentor. Take an older gentleman. It doesn't have to be your father or your mentor, your uncle, older cousin, whoever.
Yeah, just somebody that's going to think about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And that's amazing. So then you end up leaving Carolina.
Right.
What happened?
Man, just be honest with you, bro. It was an uphill battle from the start. Like I said, I got there, I was already behind.
Yeah.
And I wasn't focused, man. I can't blame anybody else.
For sure.
I don't blame nobody for. I had a great time.
Yeah.
I had a great time for 2.5 years, man. Yeah. I can't say I didn't. But unfortunately, that great time just didn't happen on the football field.
Right.
I got to meet a lot of good people, and that was pretty cool. But football wise, I wasn't very focused.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I needed to know. I wasn't performing the way that I needed to perform. Yeah. I didn't have the confidence that I needed to have the other players in the locker room believe that, man, this is our guy.
Yeah.
And I just needed to get away, man.
Yeah.
I needed to go somewhere else and kind of recreate myself.
Right.
Yeah, recreate myself. So.
Right. And where was that you recreated yourself?
Coastal Carolina University, bro. Yeah, Coastal Carolina University, man. Shants up. Right there. Okay. All the way, man. Yeah, I got down there in 2010 and, vowed to myself when I got there, I was 20 years old, about to be 21, or had just turned 21. Mm-hmm. And, I told myself, like, I'm not going to be the same person that I was when I was in Columbia, you know? And I immediately started getting in with the people that were playing, because of what I did when I was in Columbia. I found myself hanging out with guys that weren't playing.
That don't play.
Or guys that had no desire to play. You get what I'm saying? So when I got to Coastal, I was very intentional. A little bit older, a little bit more mature.
Absolutely.
So I made it intentional, man. Who's the guys? Where my wide receivers at? Where my defensive captains at?
Yeah.
We need to play the game. We need to play 2K. We need to hang out.
Sure, absolutely.
And got in that crowd.
Yeah.
And started doing what they were doing.
Right.
And then their confidence, like you said, it's all infectious. Absolutely. And then it kind of bleeds off to you. So, after the first year, I think I might have threw 2 or 3 touchdown passes the first year. So I backed up a guy that had transferred from Wake Forest. He was pretty good. And then the next year it was mine, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I was excited.
Absolutely. And that's, first off, that's amazing. Number one, like I said in the beginning, experience is always going to be the best teacher.
Right.
So you experience, first off, having a dream.
Yeah.
Dream came true.
Right.
And it gets snatched from you just like that. Just as quick as it came.
Yep.
Quick as it went.
Gone. Yep.
And for you to say, and here's the best part I like, for you to say, when I got to Coastal, I said I'm not going to be what I was.
Right. Right.
You grew, you realize what took it away because your passion for the game and wanting to just be, not necessarily a passion for the game, but you just want to be a better you.
Right. Right.
That's so dope. Like, people
man.
need to hear that. And that's so dope. And the next dope thing for me is that you said you want to reinvent yourself and not be the partier, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Have a great time. At Coastal.
Right, at Coastal, right.
That's
Party Central. Party Central, bro.
But that shows growth. That shows discipline. That shows that Aramis wants to be a better Aramis.
Right.
Aramis at 20, Aramis at 21.
Right.
It's not saying Aramis that was 18, 19.
Absolutely.
Wasted it all away. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And Carolina just living a dream, a family dream.
Right.
And that's so dope. So then you had some records.
Yeah. So man, I held the completion percentage record for the longest. I held the rushing touchdown and passing touchdown for a little while. I did some good things there. 2-time all captain. I mean, two-time all conference player of the year. honorable mention All-American, 4-time player of the week, just little stuff, bro. Yeah. But no, man, we knocked it out. I had a bunch of fun, but like I said, I was just a different person, bro. I was the guy that was kind of, it was almost aggravating to the coaches, So it was like, I'm here. What can I do? Yeah, what do I need to do? What you watching? Let me watch what you watching, Because I saw it happen, and shout out to my boy Connor Shaw. He was a phenomenal quarterback, but I saw him, and he was the reason why I left. Because here he is, a mature freshman, and here I am, a sophomore, going into my next year, still playing around, still trying not to be the coach's pet and get laughed at by everybody else, trying to be cool. You get what I'm saying? And here comes a guy with his head on straight, come in focused, and man, he walked right in front of me. I mean, he walked me down, bro. Yeah, walked me down, practice after practice, and boom, he was right in front of me. So I learned a valuable lesson through that, bro. Valuable lesson through that. And he's still a great guy to this day, man. Still doing great stuff in the state. Man, whatever he touches, it kind of turns into gold. So, but so I turned into, I learned that lesson, and I didn't turn into him. I don't want to say that, but I picked up on some of those characteristics. That makes people move. Like we talked about in the beginning, man. You got to learn what make people move. The people want to see that stuff. So that's kind of where I ended up, and just did some good stuff, man. Just kind of got my head on straight. And didn't mess with some of the same stuff that I was doing back in Columbia.
For sure, because one thing you said, trying to be cool.
Yeah.
One thing AAU coach used to tell us, my AAU coach, Coach Phil Johnson, through Columbia Warriors with Terry Wright.
Yeah.
Shout out to them.
Oh yeah.
Cool gets you beat.
Yeah.
Right. If I want to be cool all the time, like that cool stuff, you gonna make you a loser.
Right.
And honestly, that's with everything. The dogs, the ones that want to get down there and grind, you know what I'm saying? Don't worry about what people saying about them. Are the ones that end up winning. Not just in sports, but I'm talking about in life in general.
Yeah, bro.
The people who don't care what people say, that's gonna get their nails dirty, get down there and grind, are people who gets the job.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
When it comes to buying houses, we'll definitely get to that. Those are the ones that get the big.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that characteristic of, okay, I can be the cool guy,
right?
But my attitude don't have to be, I'm just too cool.
Too cool, yeah.
Nah, you ain't got to be all that.
Nah, man, I see that all the time, especially in little kids, and it's cool to them right now, And Lil Wayne said at one time, man, a long time ago, when he was real hot, I do what I want to do. Like, and I make things cool. Like, I'm not following a trend. Right. I'm not, like, I'm doing what I want to do. And that's how I always felt. My boys, even in high school and college, they be like, man, you going back to the office, man, you going back to throw, man, you going to work out again? Like, bro, yeah, bro, like, I want to play. Yeah. Like, I don't care. This cool to me. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, and eventually, they started coming. You know what I'm saying? They started trying to get an extra couple miles in after practice. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I mean, it just started weighing off on people, bro. And like you said, to be able to have the mindset, like the strong mentality that, like, this is what I think is cool. Absolutely. And I don't care who else, like, think it's cool. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you graduated from Coastal.
Yep.
What did you get your degree in?
So I got a degree in history. I started my master's of art and teaching. Okay. And wanted to get into teaching. So I did that, and I kind of got all the way down to the nitty gritty before I decided, hey, man, I don't know if I want to do this. So I went on there and took a job, man, after that 1 year of grad school, and I worked in banking. Okay. And I was just a bank teller and a loan started doing a little loan processing. Right. But that was it. And I just didn't like being at one place all day, man. Shout out to the people that do it. Definitely. I love. Everybody around me. They do it. But my mom will tell you, like, even as a kid, like, he couldn't sit down. Amazing boy couldn't sit down. So it just kind of started to get to me. It was a real good job coming out of college. Right. Coming out of college. You know, you're learning about banking, you're learning about credit, you're learning about a lot of different stuff. You know, you see a lot of people to where like people come in and they look like they don't got money, and then they do got money. So and then people look like they got a lot of money, but they like they ain't got it. So you see all that, man. It's a shock when you're working at the bank. So I learned my lessons there. I stayed there for about a year, and then I took a job in sales. Okay. My coach, shout out to Coach Joe Moglia, man. But you know, he's a billionaire, CEO of TD Ameritrade, Merrill Lynch, you know, all that stuff. Really came and rebuilt the school my senior year, and his motto was BAM. You know, you go to post it out, you see it everywhere. BAM. You know, it's be a man, bro. Yeah. You know, stand on your own 2 feet, take responsibility for your actions. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, and I knew I wanted to do something to get out. Yeah. So he told me right then, he was like, you know, take a job in sales. You know, when he was young, he said he made, you know, wasn't making no money, but he learned how to sell. Yeah. You know, and I try to, especially, you know, young, aspiring entrepreneurs, aspiring business people, aspiring real estate people. Yeah. You know, if that's really the road you want to go down, man, learn how to sell. You know, learn how to sell, because it's a skill that you gotta. I mean, it's a skill that anybody gotta learn. You know, even if you trying to work your way up at the job. Like you trying to sell that supervisor that, hey man, I'm getting here early. Hey, I'm leaving late. Hey, I know how to lead the other crew members. You get what I'm saying? So you basically just selling yourself. But I took a job working at Wyndham Vacation Ownership, bro, selling timeshare. Yeah, man. Tough, hardcore, you know, bind it in hand. You and your family, I'm trying to sell you on spending $20,000 with me today. You know what I'm saying? Man, you want to talk about a grind, bro. Absolutely. That's a grind.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, I want to get into a quote you put out before we jump into the next phase of your life, which is your current phase. You actually put this out on Facebook recently, and I thought it was so dope, so powerful. It was probably the best thing I read that day. It's been kind of eating with me for a couple days. You had said, studies show that 99% of fear that happens in your brain never really happens. Right. God has not given us a spirit of fear, but the spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. Absolutely. That is so dope. So when we talk about that fear, and obviously that's one of the verses that my mom used to give me. Obviously, when I was young, I was small. I was always smaller than everybody else, and just not necessarily scared, just nervous. Right. You know, and that was something that she always said, God, not give you this spirit of fear, but a power, love, and sound mind. Right. With that, you now have a plethora of businesses. The quote that your brother used was business typhoon. which was funny, but it's dope. Like, he's right. So you have a plethora of businesses, and not just any type of life-changing businesses, like things that change not just your life, but people around you, people that you come in contact with. Right. Any fear when you started it?
Yeah, man.
And when did you start? I'm sorry, when did you start?
Yeah, super scared. So I went working in sales and got out of sales because I had started making some money a little bit. I was doing pretty good, and then started young with money. Yeah. I had a fast car, living in Myrtle Beach. So them things go together, bro. So I moved back to Columbia and I was working at Swansea High School, and I was a call monitor. When you move back in, pull your pants up, son. Right in the class. That was me. I did that and coached football for 2 years, and it was solid, man. It was slower. It wasn't as fast paced. I wasn't quite making as much money. Right. But I felt like I was doing something good. Yeah. Right. So that's when I moved back to Columbia, worked there for 2 years, and then I started learning about real estate because I told my coach, I said, I said, Coach, man, I want to get into business. I want to get into real estate. Like, I just don't know where to start. You know, my dad, you know, my dad's awesome guy. You know, he'll tell anybody to this day, you know, man, my son, he learned all that stuff. I don't really know much about a lot of that stuff. My dad, very intelligent though. He's super intelligent guy, reads all the time. But you know, he'll tell you straight up, you know, I didn't really know much about it. So I asked my coach, and he gave me a few books to read. And when I was moving back to Columbia, bro, I read Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert T. Kiyosaki. Man, phenomenal book, bro. And you know, on the other side of that book, I read it twice, and on the other side of that book, I became a different person. So then I got interested in business and real estate. And man, it became like throwing the football. I got addicted to. It became this obsession. So here I am at work I'm working at the school in the hall. You know, I'm in the hall all day. I'm taking a book. You know, I'm reading. I'm trying to think, man. You know, Coach Hillary, what you reading? You know, that's what I'm doing all day. And we had done a couple real estate deals. I had partnered with some guys. And through refereeing, I had raised up enough money so I could do my first real estate deal. Right? So I did that while I was coaching, and then I took that money again, because now I'm like, all right, man, I'm good now. You know? So I took that money again, bro, and I'm gonna be honest with you, man. It was probably, you know, I'm not sure what you call a lot. It was like $15,000, $20,000. Right. So I took that money and I was doing my first real estate deal by myself, bro. I'm scared as all get out. You get what I'm saying? Fear, bro. Fear is kicking in. You know, all of this. You know, man, what if I fail? You know what I'm saying? And bro, the thing I noticed is none of that stuff ever happened. It never happened. Like, what if the contractors don't show up? Well, they didn't show up today, but they showed up 2 days later. I mean, the stuff that just spiral in your head, it never happens, bro. So then, once I got done on the other side of that deal, that was when it came time. When I was riding back home, and I woke up that morning, and I was crying, bro. And I said, I really, I want to do this. Right. So like that same weekend, I'm riding. I come see my mom and them. I'm riding, and I see a for sale sign on the daycare. So I'm like, who's selling the daycare? Like, this is a monument, and like the church ain't gonna buy it, or like nobody from the community gonna buy it. Like, this don't make sense. I'm 26 at the time. I'm a snotty nose, young. Like, bro, I'm young as all get out, you know? And so we call the people, you know, we call Miss Dorothy Cook and Mr. Bernard, we call, and we get a meeting with them. Right. I'm excited, you know? I'm excited. I put on a suit. Man, look, I ain't had no suits back then, so I put on a suit. I go down there, I meet with them, tell them I'm very interested. Right. And, you know, love if they could mentor me through the whole thing. Man, we just hit it off, bro. We hit it off. It was honestly a blessing from God. Like, I just manifested it. And that's kind of how I started the daycare. I really took off.
Okay. And what else do you have? So you're in real estate.
Yep.
You have. I'll let you put it out. What's the name of your daycare?
Little Folks Daycare. You know, we're right here on Highway 25.
Yes, sir.
We're in the like Fox Creek, Meriwether community.
Yep.
So we're not too far from the new Walmart. So we're maybe 2 miles up here towards Edgefield.
Right. Trucking company.
Yep.
What's that?
So I got into trucking about a year ago. That was good to me. And it was a lot of moving parts to it. And physically and mentally, you know. Legit physically and mentally. You're talking about 18-wheeler tractor trailer. So there's a lot of moving parts, and that was pretty cool, man. It was a challenge because I had got to the point where the daycare wasn't quite challenging me as much because we had created the systems to kind of make it run efficiently, which it's doing good. And we had survived COVID, all that stuff. So that was the trucking thing was another challenge. But unfortunately, when we got out, When I say we, I always say we, and I say me in my business. Because I haven't found any partners, any investors, things like that. But the Hillary Group is my company. That when we do real estate, so I tell people, even when I wasn't doing real estate, bro, I used to tell people, I had cards that said Aramis Hillary, had my email on it, my phone number, and it said real estate investor. I had never purchased anything. I was just going to class, reading books. Absolutely. But I had already manifested. I told myself, this is what I'm going to do. And that's kind of how the whole birth of business really started through real estate.
And for the record, you want to put me on game.
That's what I'm talking to you.
To buy this house, which is probably one of the best moves I've ever made.
Absolutely.
Buying a house on that shit away, and I really call it at the right time because now interest rates are off the roof. So I actually call it a really, really great time. So thank you for that. I know I already called you and said appreciate it, but I'm gonna do it for the record. I appreciate the game that you put me on. Do you still hold the real estate seminars?
So I was doing the COVID kind of interrupted. COVID kind of interrupted, and then I kind of do one-on-one coach, one-on-one mentor. I don't charge, they got me. I don't charge guys nothing. For sure. You call me, I sit on the phone with you for an hour. I don't care. I can tell you everything I know. I don't know everything, but I can give you my personal experience. I can hook you up with some of my contacts. For sure. Because somebody else did it for me, bro. At one time, the books and all that stuff. I read them all. Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. The Master Thinking Big, Jump by Steve Harvey, The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. I read them all, bro. All the Rich Dad, Poor Dad. But it's nothing like somebody really putting you up on game.
Telling you,
literally telling you, hey, go here and tell them so and so sent you. It don't get no better than that. So I do that for a couple guys that I know that's got real estate projects going on, and they can crush it too. If they're on the other side of it, and they about to get busy.
And that's dope, man. What you're doing in our community, like I told you, all the internet daycare is phenomenal. I love that. That's because I think we need to start tapping into our children, man. They're the next leaders, they're the next generation that's going to lead the world. And people did it for us. I remember sitting in the daycare. So people did it for us, and I think that's super dope. Obviously, the motto for this show is each one reach one to teach one. Reach one to teach one. So we need to start reaching our children so that we can teach them, so we can put them on game. Hey, this is why you should have a better attitude toward this, that, and the third, because it's going to set you up later for life. You know what I'm saying? This is why real estate is important. This is why building relationships is important. Those things are very important, and it's important that we start to teach those things because, like you said, people did it for us. And it's not a reinvention of the wheel. It's just giving all principles and teachings that were given to you.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely, and it's the same. Even when I walk in and I see my see the kids at the daycare, man, it's just here I am with an opportunity that I'm not gonna take lightly. You get what I'm saying? Because I did it before. I know what it's like to fail. You know what I'm saying? Or take an opportunity lightly. Like I said, when I was at USC, taking that opportunity lightly and not really maximizing the potential that was there. So that's why sometimes when I walk in there, I'm like, what can we get out of the day? And ultimately, how do I want to present myself? Because people are like, man, it's summertime in South Carolina, you got on a suit. And I'm like, man, listen, one of these kids gonna remember, and if I just reach one of them, you know what I'm saying?
I was the man with the suit.
And here I am, a black man in Edgefield County, and I walk in with a suit to 50 different little kids that look up to me. Man, that ain't something that I take lightly. And we're not perfect. I tell people all the time, like, hey man, listen, we made some mistakes in business. I've learned a lot of lessons, but the mistakes that you made don't make you who you are. You get what I'm saying? No doubt. This is the best foot that I can put forward. And as we grow, we'll learn and we'll get better. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm blessed. Every year, honestly, we celebrate at the daycare. We have a big cake, ice cream. We do everything. Every year when our anniversary comes around, because that's a blessing, bro. That's a blessing for me as a former athlete in the community, as a, I used to go to church in the community. Yeah. I used to, like my parents and stuff, they're from the community. So for me to be able to own my own business and be pivotal with the systems that we put in place at the daycare to be able to inspire kids. Children are 58% more likely to do well in school and not have behavior issues if they participate in a child care facility. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So like that ain't something I take lightly. That's a great statistic. Yeah.
For sure. Is there anything else you want to leave us with? Any advice? Or?
Man, I can leave you with my favorite quote, bro. Because like I said, it's not easy. Yeah. You see somebody walking around in a suit, or you see, somebody doing good, and you think like, man, yesterday they were this, and then today, like, nah, man, it's not a microwave society, and it does take a lot of hard work. I worked almost 20 months when I first started the daycare with no pay. I had a pregnant girlfriend at the time. Yeah. I still got my bills to pay. I just invested everything I could into getting the business started. And here I am 20 months in, and I'm still not getting paid, bro. Yeah. But what I always tell people is, man, what would you do if there was no such thing as money? Would you still do this if there was no such thing as money? And I tell people all the time, like, man, I did it. I would do this because I did it for a long time with no pay. That's almost 2 years without getting paid. And that's a full-time job. I'm talking about opening up and closing it. Like, absolutely. That's tough, bro. But I always remind people, bro, it's in the scripture, bro. Galatians 6:9, let us not grow weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we do not lose heart, So don't grow weary in well-doing, bro. Just do good, Do good. Like even now, like to this day, bro, people still do wrong by me in business, or people still short me, but I still do right by them. You get what I'm saying? Because I don't let somebody else's character or somebody else's performance affect mine. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. That's all I would leave anybody with, bro. Galatians 6:9, let us not grow weary in well-doing, for in due season we should reap if we don't lose heart.
Absolutely. This is the Detailed Athlete, Dave Carr, I'm your host. We're here with Aramis Hillary, and we are out.
On me, bitch. This is for love, for mothers that's grieving. It's for that dreamer in that class that's underachieving. It's for believers whose faith is just keeping them breathing. This is a garden of Eden. It's for all of my heathens. Happy moment, happy sprinkled through half of these tragedies. Actually, I just started embracing change. It's safe to say that growth is an uncomfortable process, and pain is a necessary investment for progress. I stress that if you ever get ill or hurt against your will, this one quit with God. This is our test. Yes, this time is gonna be different. I'ma bless the world with honest close in every sense and get better every moment. Just like my mama mentioned, hard times but never resentment. I stay forever relentless. Yeah. I gotta grind, I can't leave them behind. They said, boy, you the ticket, I ain't talking about fines. I know I'm on the right path, I ain't looking for signs. They say the quickest way to break through is freeing the mind. Man, my goal is perfection, but I may never reach it. It's every man for themselves, watch how you sharing secrets. No, I don't like parasites, I can't tolerate leeches. I get to work my testimony, I feel like a deacon. The truth is in the fine print, you gotta pay attention. Rule number 1, never try to speak more than you listen. I know the biggest thing in life is to stay consistent. That's why I'm working on the present. I know that I'm gifted. I can't give up cause life is a challenge. I got the world on my shoulders, I'm trying to keep balance. No, I ain't never seen the world, I'm exploring my talent. My destiny is set in stone, you can say that it's mountain. I gotta get it, ain't no way around it. That's how it goes, I ain't worried about the coach's pick cause I'm already chose. And God gave me the key to every door that they done closed. I done came a long way from canned goods and pallets on the floor. Life done taught me some lessons. I don't face some rejections, I know that this is my path. No, I don't need no direction, I'm just tired of this stressing. We in need of for blessings. Sometimes I sit and look at my reflection.